Hollywood, the never-ending dumpster fire. Just when you think it can't get any more creatively bankrupt, they somehow manage to hit new lows that would make even Darkside Phil cringe. In an age where Marvel Disney keeps pumping out CGI-fueled movies, thin on plot, practical effects, and VFX artists that are always in an unhealthy mental state. Streaming services have now adopted the lazy content creator mentality. More juice, less squeeze, they say on Netflix and Disney+. The director of BoJack Horseman, that scary great show, that has downgraded Will Arnett to a voice actor that sleepwalks through car and Reese's Cup commercials.
Are you drooling? For a new breed of taller, bolder, all-new trucks. This truck is all that and more.
Has decided to launch a Golden Girls reboot of sorts. Why dig up one grave when you can pilfer four? The premise is they redraw Golden Girls episodes in a Jetsons-style setting. The show series is set in the year of 3033, where the Golden Girls somehow managed to get the Fountain of Youth in Florida, and they don't tell anyone else or market it to become rich. They just take it and live forever, I guess, instead of in reality dying. I would hearken the show as Golden Girls 3033, the quest for content. Honest to God, number one, let's be real here. Who remembers the Jetsons? Like, seriously. I vaguely remember them because I was raised by people in their 80s when I was a kid, and they forced me to watch old crap. This video is sponsored by Bespoke. It's a monthly membership club delivering awesome boxes of top shelf goods from under the radar brands. It's free to join, and you can skip a month or cancel at any time. Every month they introduce to their members cool products, outdoor gear, barware, home and kitchen goods, clothing and more, even live oysters, based on your preferences during a quiz you fill out. Every box has about $70 worth of goods inside, but costs you only a fraction of the value. Preview your box before it ships. You'll get a box assigned to you, and before it ships, you'll be able to preview what's inside the box and decide if you want it or not. Keep it, swap it out for a different box, or skip that month entirely with no charge. You only pay for what you want. I got my hands on the Slash to tame the great outdoors, basically my backyard, because the plants grow out of control. It allows me to cut through overgrown branches and more with a tool named after a guitar player. The beam has a maximum luminosity of 600 lumens, has a range of 150 meters, and a duration of 120 hours of use, a minimum of 10. I love this for garage work. I don't know about you, but my garage is really dark, it's really old, and it really sucks. And while working on the wire harness under the gas tank, being able to see it's a luxury. But now, not a problem with this bad boy, Jesus Christ. It's so bright you can blind yourself. It also comes with 2 lens filters that allow for a night vision look and a red one that I'll never use. To get 20% off your first box, click the link in the description and enter the checkout code Gundam20, or go to bespokepost.com/Gundam20 and save 20% on your order now. Already, this show sounds like ratings kryptonite. Number 2. Why not watch the original Golden Girls instead of this animated version that doesn't translate the jokes as well as the original show?
Look at the shameless way she's flirting with him. Disgusting.
You flirted with him?
I'm from the South. Flirting is part of my heritage.
What do you mean?
Her mother was a slut, too.
Marriage, what are you doing home? I thought you were out on a date with Jerry.
So did I. He let me out at the movie theater, said he was going to go park the car. That's the last I saw of him.
I think you've been ditched.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
This is strictly off the record, but Dirk's nearly 5 years younger than I am.
In what, Blanche? Dog years?
I hate to say this, but thank God Betty White is dead, because they would prop her up and use her as a shield to promote this absolutely shit idea fit for a Tumblr reject. The show is an eclectic mix of bad animation, even worse added jokes to try and, I don't know, make it more palatable for today's ADD-riddled audience.
Orders. Now look, either you're gonna follow his orders or I'm gonna call him and tell on you.
Oh my gotta laugh a minute. I could barely contain myself.
Now that's comedy.
And there are some points where I even noticed now, the characters shift between having 5 fingers and 4 fingers. Like, was that supposed to be a stylistic choice, or was just somebody not paying attention one day and said, screw it, which probably was the case because this is supposed to be a treatment or something. Frankly, I don't care to watch any more of this. I watched it once and that was more than enough. Honestly, this is another piece of creatively bankrupt trash. There's so much here that's lost in translation when you use lazy animation. Let's be real here. The Golden Girls itself was lightning in a bottle. On some levels. The actresses that played their parts so amazingly, but you also have to give credit to Susan Harris, who was the original writer and creator of the show. Not only did she create Golden Girls, but she had a couple other big hits under her belt too. Back in that time of television history, she was writing on Soap, she wrote Benson, she wrote Empty Nest. To put it in terms that you can understand by today's standards, she was like the Larry David of the late 70s and early 80s, okay? Well, IndieWire put out a fluff piece article that I really don't want to read again, but I don't have much of a choice.
BoJack's director animated plot sends the Golden Girls to the future. Exclusive! Using original audio from Betty White in B. Arthur's classic sitcom Golden Girls 3033 reimagines of 4 friends in a brand new series, and its creators hope to make more.
How is this a brand new series? How is it a reimagining? It's an episode that's aired before, but they just reanimated it and pretended it was 3033. It's not exactly rocket science. It's the laziest form of creativity. Why don't I just take the Beatles yesterday and call it yesteryear? Technically, I've recreated it, didn't I? Yesteryear, all my troubles seem so far away. And would anybody be like, wow, he's so creative. Oh my God. No, they'd be like, he's a hack. Just tired. I'm tired of Hollywood sucking. Hire people that have ideas. New ideas. Why is a new idea so frightening to people?
For years, Mike Hollingsworth has found creative ways to inject jokes into animated comedies, working as a supervisor director on BoJack Horseman, as well as Tuca and...
You're about to get Tuca.
Tuca? 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 Oh, yeah. I miss you! Ah.
Birdie.
his inside job, don't know, and more. Hollingsworth films frames after frame with visual humor, from cutaway punchlines and background puns to silent callbacks, clips written on t-shirts and chai-ons and more.
Visual humor that I can only define as deadpan on the level of Big Bang Theory. I would use this show and Big Bang Theory to torture terrorists. I genuinely, really would.
Here. Penny dear, why don't you shoot another silver bullet my way?
Get one yourself.
Ooh, somebody's been taking bitchy pills.
God,
Now he's applying his impressive skill set to stone cold classic of a live-action TV show, The Golden Girls, and Golden Girls 3033, a plot made to elect a series order. Hollingsworth reimagined Susan Harris' beloved sitcom with animation relying on the original scripts and audios as a jumping-off point before shaping fresh episodes for a story set in a more than 1,000 years into the future.
If this is his impressive skill set, hang it up. This was horrible. If the dislike is anything to go by, a large majority of people that wasted 3 precious minutes of their lives also feel that this sucked dirty bird ass. Hollingsworth just goes on about how he grew up watching the show, and this scary great idea came to him by accident while working on BoJack Horseman.
After growing up watching The Golden Girls, the idea for a new series came to Hollingsworth almost by accident while he was working on BoJack Horseman, and pitched other shows of various networks. Most of those ideas were based around doing what other people wanted, and then he soon shifted gears.
Oh my god, it's the step change. The dude had a moment of zen with somebody else's big idea.
Out of frustration, I just started coming up with the craziest ideas, like the most ridiculous concepts, Hollingsworth said.
Yet literally he was bored, he was sick of doing this, and he just started throwing actual shit at the wall.
I just riffed in the director's room, and Bojack like, well, of course, I'm also working on a show. It's the Golden Girls, but they found the Fountain of Youth, and now they're in the future. It made all the directors laugh, so I would return to that conversationally.
If there was ever proof that directors today are so far out of touch with the cultural zeitgeist that they're practically living in another universe, this is it. This dude literally pitched basically, let's do reruns of the Golden Girls except as cartoons in 3033.
While I'm at it, yeah.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here! Get the out of my room! I then realized I'm having so much more fun talking about this ridiculous show and ideas for it, like Dorothy's ex-husband Stan is a squid alien.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
While the pandemic struck, Holland Direct decided to make the plot himself. The 5-minute episode offers a clear taste of what's to come. Through future episodes would ideally be half-an-hour entries crafted by a full team of professional writers and animators. Hollingsworth also recognized the sitcom's significance to the gay community. His brother Brian also worked on plots, character designs, and Hollingsworth hopes to put more LGBTQ voices in the driver's seat if Golden Girls 3033 goes to a series. So, The Golden Girls, a show about heterosexual, literal baby boomers, and you want LGBTQ voices in the driver's seat for that. Here's a wild idea. I don't know. If the original creator Susan's alive, get her in the mix, because none of you have any talent. If you did, you'd already have a hit show. I'm sorry. I'm going to be just that blunt and direct. I had it. I'm going to talk to you like a backwards ex-girlfriend who thinks she's going to be the next OnlyFans star. Cut it out. It's not happening. Get Susan to write this show, for God's sakes. This woman has more creativity in her one hand than probably an entire room of writers you're going to hire. And frankly, LGBTQ voices to come up with stories for heterosexual baby boomers, that would be like hiring me to be in the driver's seat for a TV show based on John Waters or Harvey Milk. Because, of course, as a heterosexual man, I surely know how to come up with storylines and ideas that would be fresh and relevant to the gay community. Good Lord! Like, I've had it officially. It's like every time you turn around, there's some reboot, remake, or reimagining of something that was successful years ago. Because nobody has the balls to stand on their own 2 feet to do anything. 1, and 2, corporations also have no balls because they won't take any chances on anyone that actually has ideas. Unless it's an idea that centers around an intellectual property that already exists. And that's why everything is so stagnant creatively now. Absolutely. It's so stagnant now, even as a content creator, I can't even do my own ideas because YouTube just beats the hell out of me. The rest of the article is a fluff piece. I really don't want to read it to you because I've had it. Jesus Christ, Stan's an octopus monster. Why does Stan turn into an octopus monster if they had the Fountain of Youth juice and all the original cast members drank the juice and lived forever, except for Estelle, who's now like Rosie from the Jetsons / Iron Man? Right there, we got some continuity errors, my friend. Also, Stan is a lizard. Stan should be dead because he was human. You hack writer. Here's the last piece that pushed me over the edge. This is why I'm so mad. I'm sorry.
Even though some of the references may be dated, the comedy and the concepts that they're dealing with.
Yes, it's almost like somebody wrote something that was creative and relatable. Maybe, I don't know, good writing can stand the test of time. Call me crazy, but the reason why Lord of the Rings is still popular to this day is because the creator was actually creative and had great ideas. So good that people will remember them for generations. And unfortunately, for those of us living, we will watch leeches like you attach yourself to the body of a healthy being such as this as you suck the blood out of it. and then receive praise for doing the absolute bare minimum.
The show that I'm pitching could just be the beginning of the whole Golden Girls averse. Like Marvel Universe, but with the Golden Girls.
And on that, I say goodnight. If you doubted me when I said that this guy has no ideas, that's it. Right there. A Golden Girls verse. Are you kidding me, dude? Why must everything be a multiverse now? You don't even have your own ideas, for God's sakes. Hollywood is absolute trash. Ever heard of One and Done? You know why The Big Lebowski is a cult classic, my dude? Because it isn't a multiverse. Because with multiverses, it gets progressively worse. Look at the MCU. Look at the highs they had, and we are in the lows now. Thor is literally a comedy. Jesus Christ. A multiverse. Hey, what if I took a shit? Oh, look! It's the beginning of the Poopyverse. Versus the Golden Girls. You proving you have no ideas. None. A multiverse. Everything's a multiverse. No more. Everybody's got to turn everything into a prequel, a sequel, a trilogy, a multiverse, a spin-off. Nothing. You can't even lay down one good show. And they're already planning 7 spin-offs.